Hi, trumpeting fans. I hope you're doing well today, and thanks for spending some of your time with me. I went back to Max Pottag's Preparatory Abilities to Solo Work, which was originally a horn book. He was a horn player, played with the Chicago Symphony, as they say back in the day. And these are actually transcribed from a collection of horn melodies. But I find them to be extremely useful. And the reason is it's very different musical material than trumpet players normally play. And that's very healthy. At least I find it to be very healthy. This one's called, it's number 55, it's called Adagio. So what's the characteristic of this? Well, you'll hear it, but Adagio is slow. And it's written it's written in 3/8 with dotted 16th and 32nd notes, like T, da, ta, ta, ta. It's kind of strange. So looking at it is one issue. So this is a good example of how it would be good to memorize it if possible, and then don't look at the music. Right now I have a jazz student at NEC that let me know that it was very difficult for him to play while looking at music. And I totally understand that, because the visual part of your brain is very strong, and it can be a distraction to what you're trying to do with your ear, with your musical mind. So this is why it's important. I'm going to see what I can do with this one and see if we can find some music in it. Wow, first thing I notice is I don't like to play slow. In a lot of auditions that I took, it's quite embarrassing thinking back on it now, I would play the excerpts way too fast. And normally, these days, that would probably get you eliminated very, very quickly. But in my case, I think they overlooked it. They heard some other things that maybe they thought were valuable. And when I played them fast, it was pretty impressive. But most of that was just out of control adrenaline, you see. So we're trying to get into the feeling of the music, the way it feels to us, and to know what to do with it. And this one is pretty challenging to me because it's so slow. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything or going anywhere. Musically, it's very simple. So a lot of times what I do is when I have something that's slow like this, I'll take it a lot faster. So I'm going to play it as a jazz waltz. And I'll be honest with you, I've never done this before, but this is what I would do. Just to get a feel for feel it in a different movement than is intended here. That felt a lot easier to me, even though I had to be, well, yeah, I realize when I'm playing slow, my mind starts to wander a little bit. Either that or I'm paying too much attention to all these little distractions that come up, things that I'm hearing, things that I'm feeling in the body. And this is a big problem for a lot of players. So if you share this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And so that idea of playing it faster, just to get the feeling of the shape, the swing in the music, and this does have a swing. When you slow it down, you want to keep the swing. So when you go faster, it's easier to feel it. You can feel it in one. Well, that feeling is still there when you play it slowly. It's just that it's hard to hear because it's so spread out. So something that helps is I try not to, I start with a literal interpretation, and I think I was kind of in between when I just played it for you. I'm not sure, But literal would be da 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 dum dum da 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 dum dee 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 da da. So I have that structure of the subdivision. When you're playing it slowly like this, that can make it sound really square. You see how there's not much feeling of line? So what I was just doing when I played it faster, I've lost all that because I'm going da 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 da. So what I discovered is, oh yeah, what I want to do is let it swing a little bit. So I'm going to interpret the rhythm instead of going 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 for the dada rhythm. I'm going to go maybe to a 5, you know. So I'm flipping, you might say, the 32nd note a little bit. So instead of ya da 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 da, it's yum da 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 da. That's closer to a 5. And to me, that feels a little bit better. Now, I might go to a 6. You could even go to a double dot in this case. Then it's going to start to feel different. So somewhere in that zone of rhythmic interpretation, you're going to find something that feels right. I hope, because that's what makes it easier to play. When it feels square and constrained and like there's no line, it's just really difficult to play this physically well, much less, you know, getting any musical satisfaction out of it. So I hope this gives you an idea that you should give yourself some freedom when you're working on this stuff. Starting to feel a little bit better. Now, if I practice it a little bit more, I can see that I'm actually trying to play it in 1, even though this is at a slow tempo. I notice a lot of trumpet players, serious trumpet players, people that have really devoted themselves to the craft, because they're so serious, they don't allow themselves to play, and they're always in a hurry to get it right. And a lot of that is just accuracy. You just got to play it as accurately as possible. Any little chip on a note, any little notes a little bit out of tune, well, that's great. That's very meticulous kind of practice, and there's nothing wrong with that, except that it tends to get in the way of you feeling what the music actually wants to do. You have your own ideas and you're kind of putting this structure and these demands on everything. Now you have to balance that. If you're playing inaccurately, you're playing wrong notes, or you're playing, you know, your time is not good, you know, or the sound is not good. You know, people notice that and they don't want to hear it. It's the quality is not what they are desiring. So you need to work on all those things, but the main thing is the freedom of expression. That doesn't mean freedom to do what you want. It means freedom to do what you hear the music, the life in the music telling you it wants to do. And that's where that rhythmic interpretation aspect comes in. So this is pretty simple. It's only 3 lines of music and it's slow, but I have trouble with it, and I think a lot of other trumpet players are going to have trouble with it too, be challenged with it. So I hope some of the ideas I share with you today give you a sense of how to be happier when you're playing this kind of music, and that's important. It's not just about being happy. It's about, like, you know, oh yeah, now there's a sense that there's life coming through the music. So go and practice with that in mind. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you when you have some more time. Bye bye.